Robert Keller with the Pool Shack. We've done some service for this customer in the past. They've kind of neglected it through the winter time, so we're back just to give it a once over to see what needs to be done. This is normally how we see pools, so this is the time of year that we're starting to get them ready for summer so that they can enjoy them. So we're going to give this a once over, look over the equipment, make sure everything's up and running like it should be, and get it back to square one. The real thing that decides if we're going to drain a pool is the ceneric acid. If the ceneric acid level is too high, there's nothing we can do except drain a pool. In this case, the ceneric acid's still in check, so it's just been neglected just for a little bit, and that's where we're at. So we've installed some of this equipment for them in the past. This is a IntelliFlow XF variable speed pump. In my opinion, this is the best pump on the market. We've installed some of these 15 years ago, and we've had no issues with them. We've got a pre-leaf catcher here. This has the in-floor cleaning system with the pop-ups. It's got a salt cell, the IC40 made by Pentair, some LED lights, and then the TR100 sand filter housing. I'm not a fan of sand. Sand is bottom of the barrel for filtering, but this filter has glass media in it. A lot of customers don't know about glass media, but the benefit to it is that it's filtering down to 4 microns, the exact same as a cartridge filter. And we never have to replace the glass. It doesn't break down. We can backwash it. So after we get done cleaning, we're going to backwash, and it's like we've opened this system up and put brand new glass or sand in there, and we're back to square one. So we're just going to fire it up here. And we'll go around to the pool and take a look. I think it's been quite a while since anything's been done. All of that that's left over is going to get caught in that pre-leaf catcher in the back, so it's no big deal. So we're going to connect our hose into this and start vacuuming the bottom of the pool. All right, so we're emptied or pulled the skimmer basket out, so we're just going to set up our vacuum and start vacuuming. So all this debris is going to end up in the back in that pre-leaf catcher. So we've got three different filters before it actually gets into the filter itself. You've got normally the skimmer basket that we just pulled out over here that's full of debris, and we have the pre-leaf catcher over there, and we've got another basket in the equipment itself, and then it goes into the filter from there. And that's how this big stuff doesn't end up in our filter. So we're just finishing up the vacuuming now. Just kind of hit it real quick. This isn't the final. This is a 2-day process on something like this. So we're just going to pull this out and then we'll skim the top of it. And so this pool looks like it's got some calcium, which is Phoenix's hard water. We can see it all along the water feature back here where it's white. That's just from the calcium buildup. I'm going to recommend to them that we bead blast waterline tile, which we do that in-house as well. And then I saw a slight crack over here on the deck, right here on the face of the deck, and we do those types of repairs as well. All right, we're just going to brush the walls. The in-floor cleaning system will take care of the floor for the most part. We might sweep it just a little bit. This is really gonna make it look murky, just because of all the stuff that we're stirring up. All right, looks good for now. And then from there, we'll dump in our chemicals after we test the water. Check on the chemicals and add what needs to be added. We already know this guy's probably got nothing in it. That's why the pool's looking like it is. So this, we're checking for chlorine, pH, cyanuric acid. Those are the main ones that we're looking at right now. CY is real low. Not real low, right where it should be, I guess. pH is probably in check, but our chlorine levels doesn't exist. So we're gonna load this floater up with as many tabs as it'll hold, which should be 5. Make sure it's all the way open. All right, and then we're gonna add a algicide treatment and a phosphate treatment. And then we'll also add some liquid chlorine. Before I do this, I'm going to backwash the system for any of that dirt and such that's in there to blow it out. That way, once I've added this product, then we'll just let it run 24/7 until tomorrow when I come back and see what it looks like from there. So we're gonna shut it down. We're gonna empty this pre-leaf catcher, which is probably full. You can see all the debris that came out when I was vacuuming. That's not all of it, but that's some of it. This debris isn't left on site. We're taking it with us, as well as all the dirt that you saw over at the skimmer when I was cleaning that out. That'll get hosed off before I leave. So we're just gonna prime it back up. I've opened up both so I can just get a good water flow. Give it a second here. All right, shut it back down, put it in backwash mode, fire it back up, and we'll just let it run for a minute or so. This one backwashes into his yard. The water's not gonna hurt the grass. It does discolor it just a little bit because of the salt, but the chemicals don't do anything to it. Let's go over and just look at it, make sure. Yeah, you can see it squirting out over here. See how it's kind of brown? We're just looking for it to go clear again. It's stuck on the glass media that's inside the filter, and now that we're backwashing, it's reversing the process of blowing all that dirt and debris off. This is just the small molecules. It's not a leaf or something like that. A leaf's not gonna make its way into the filter. Once we put it back into filtration mode, it's a cartridge filter. It's just like we've opened up that system, cleaned out the cartridges, put it all back together. In my opinion, glass is the best because we could backwash it as many times as we want, and it doesn't cost us on the pool side or the homeowner anything to get this done. We just do it while we're on site. If we're cleaning a filter, then it takes us 30 minutes to clean the filter properly. Then we got to charge for that. In this case, we're not charging. All right, so we're just shutting the system down, reverse this process, and fire it back up. Sounds like he's got a slight leak up here. I'm going to mention that to him as well. These are known for cracking, that little plastic right there, and that's where it's cracked, where that goes in. You can see it right there. I can hear it too. These are things that we're checking when we're on site, little things like this. This guy was a little stiff to push up and down. A system like this, we're not going to open it up. We should never open this up in its lifetime. The only thing we would do is service this item on top. This guy will lube the O-rings probably twice a year. In about 3 years, we're going to break this off just from it being old. But this is all serviceable items. So as far as getting into that housing, we should never have to get into that system again. So we'll go dump all the chemicals, and then we'll do our cleanup of this debris, the debris over at the skimmer. So this is an algicide treatment. I'm going to use half this bottle right into the skimmer. Almost looks like iodine. In my opinion, this is the best product on the market for algae. We're going to hit it with a phosphate treatment, And same thing there, we're always using the best chemicals that we can. We've done some in-house testing of, say, like chlorine tabs to see which chlorine tab is the best. We try to buy the best product that we can get our hands on. This stuff here should turn the water cloudy white, just where I'm dumping it. We're only gonna use about 8 ounces of it. And the whiter it is, the more phosphates there are. The ideal number for phosphates is 0. So we're just gonna put 8 or so ounces in. And if you watch it, it's just going to continue to turn white. That's just chewing up the phosphates in there. So we'll dump some liquid chlorine in and clean up, and then we're out. Dark water coming back through, right? That's just from the algicide treatment that I put in there. It looks like that iodine that's going in. That product that I put in will pretty much kill anything. It's a little bit expensive. There's a couple different products out there that we've tried, and we just found that that one works the best. All right, so pretty much that's it. We're gonna just clean up. I'm gonna set the pump to run 24/7 till I'm back tomorrow. We are gonna shut the water features off, turn on the in-floor cleaning system so that it really stirs this stuff up and gets it worked into the filter. That way when I come back in the morning, the first thing to do is to backwash the system and do a water chemistry and go from there. All right, we're back on site this morning to the same one that we just did yesterday. You can see it's looking much, much better. We went over all the chemicals and things that we added to it. And then just let the system run on a high speed overnight. It's got a variable speed pump, so it's still saving them a little bit on electricity. Really, filtration is what did it. We're still gonna give this a once over, make it look a little bit better. We'll do a backwash like we did yesterday to rinse off all that debris from the top of the filter. But if we look here, you know, the calcium, I was talking about the calcium yesterday. That's just from Phoenix's hard water. We can remove that. We do it with the pool full. We prefer it with full. A lot of customers have asked, well, what about that the product that we're using that's falling into the pool? We want to pick all that product up because it's money for us, because we're going to use it on the next job. Once we're done, it looks great. Some customers ask, how long will that last? That's kind of an open question. It's just how the water is here. It could be 6 months, it could be 3 years. We just there's no way of telling how long that's going to be there. But as far as the water chemistry or the water clarity, all of that was really done from the filter. We talked about glass media in that filter. If that sand filter housing had sand in it, this would have been probably a 3-4 day process. And I myself, or I'd have to ask the homeowner to come out and backwash the system at least 2 times a day, maybe once in the morning, once in the evening, to rinse off that debris that's on the top of that filter. In this case, being the glass, it took care of it, the same as a cartridge filter would have, but we've got the benefit that we don't have to open up that cartridge filter to do anything on the inside of it. It's just a simple backwash, put it back in filtration mode, and there we go. So at this point, we're gonna backwash it, then give it a once over, and we're pretty much set at that point. Customer's happy with it, and we'll move on to the next one.